Making his pro debut, he stands 6 foot, 22 years old. $145.5 for Dan Metalla. And his opponent out of Cherry Hill, New Jersey, please welcome Ryan Cafaro. Also making his pro debut, he stands 5'7", 29 years old. $146 even for Ryan Cafaro. Our second fight of the night, the featherweights, 145 pounds, Dan Metalla versus Ryan Cafaro. Give it up for him. More featherweight action, 145 pounds. Kevin Roddy versus Will Martinez. First to the scale out of Bricktown, New Jersey. Please welcome Kevin Roddy. Stands 5'11", 29 years old. $145.8 for Kevin Roddy. And his opponent out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, please welcome Will Martinez. Record of 7-2, 3 KOs, 4 submissions in those 7 wins. Stands 5'9", 33 years old. $145.1 for Will Martinez. The featherweight's 145 pounds. Kevin Roddy versus Will Martinez. Give it up for him. Moving up the scale to the light heavyweights, 205 pounds. Najim Wally versus Liam McGeary. First to the scale out of Alexandria, Virginia. Please welcome Najim Wally. Record of 3-2, 2 knockouts, 1 submission in those 3 wins. He stands 6'2", 30 years old. $205 even for Najim Wally. And his opponent all the way from England, please welcome Liam McGeary. A Bellator veteran, he stands 6'6", undefeated in his career, 5-0, 3 knockouts, 2 submissions. He has never gone the distance, 31 years old. $204.5 for Liam McGeary. Let's give it up for him. The light heavyweights, Najim Wally versus Liam McGeary. Give him a hand. Next up, a catchweight, 150 pounds. Anthony Morrison versus Kenny Foster. First to the scale out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Please welcome Anthony Morrison. This is way easier. All the guys that come out in suits and everything, just do this. Saves a lot of time. 147.8 for Anthony Morrison. And his opponent out of Cortland, New York, please welcome Kenny Foster. Bellator veteran with a record of 10-7, 1 knockout, 5 submissions in those 10 wins. See how much time this takes? See how much time all this clothing takes? Forever, man. Yeah, way easier, man. 149.7 for Kenny Foster. Let's give it up for him. 150 pounds, Anthony Morrison versus Kenny Foster, ladies and gentlemen. Next up, a catch weight, 180 pounds, Nashawn Burrell versus Jesus Martinez. First to the scale out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Nashawn Burrell. Record of 10-3, 6 knockouts in those 10 wins. He stands 6'1". 179.3 for Nashawn Burrell. And his opponent out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, please welcome Jesus Martinez. Record of 8-4, 3 knockouts, 2 submissions in those 8 wins. Stands 5'10", 29 years old. 179.5 for Jesus Martinez. At 180 pounds, Nashawn Burrell versus Jesus Martinez. Give it up for him. Back up the scale to light heavyweight, 205 pounds, Jason Lambert versus Tom DeBlas. First to the scale out of San Diego, California. Please welcome Jason Lambert. Very experienced, a record of 26-12, 13 knockouts, 9 submissions in those 26 wins. He stands 5'10". $203.5 for Jason Lambert. And his opponent out of Forked River, New Jersey, please welcome Tom DeBlas. Record of 8-2, 3 knockouts, 2 submissions in those 8 wins. He stands 5'11". $204.5 for Tom DeBlas. Light heavyweights, 205 pounds, Jason Lambert versus Tom DeBlas. Give it up for him. And our final preliminary fight, 170 pounds, Chip Moraza Pollard versus Sam Oropeza. First to the scale out of Plymouth, Massachusetts, Chip Moraza Pollard. Record of 7-5, 4 knockouts in those 7 wins. He stands 5'10". $169.8 for Chip Moraza Pollard. And his opponent out of Briarcliff, Massachusetts, please welcome Sam Oropeza. Record of 9-2. What? It says Massachusetts here. I read what's on the card, dude. Don't give me geography lesson up here. I read what's on the card. I didn't get into fighting because I know geography, all right? Take it up with the card, dude. There you go. Yeah, whatever. The card guy, whoever makes the cards. .173.8 has 1 hour to make 171. Let's give it up for him. Our final preliminary fight, 170 pounds. Chip Moraza-Pollard versus Sam Oropeza. Give it up for him. And on to the televised portion of our show. Check us out on Spike TV. We start out with the featherweight tournament final, 145 pounds. Justin Wilcox versus Patricio Pitbull, first to the scale out of Fresno, California. Please welcome Justin Wilcox. Outstanding record, 13-5, 2 KOs, 2 submissions in those 13 wins. He stands 5'6". Defeated Akop Stepanyan and Joe Taiminglo in the Bellator tournament to get to the finals. 145.5 for Justin Wilcox. Right here, Justin. At me first, buddy. Justin, you said this whole time this has felt like destiny to you. You have a very tough opponent in front of you in Patricio Pitbull. Where's that destiny going to take you tomorrow night? Tell me about it.
Well, you know, it's going to take me to an exciting fight and grinding to the end, and I'm going to go out there and become a Bellator tournament champ.
Pretty simple. And his opponent, all the way from Brazil, please welcome Patricio Pitbull. A former tournament winner at 145 pounds. Outstanding record, 20-2, 8 knockouts, 7 submissions. In those 20 wins, he stands 5'5", 26 years old. .145.8 for Patricio Pitbull. Patricio, we know this has been your dream to win another tournament, get another shot at the title. Very tough wrestler in front of you. What can we expect from that fight tomorrow night?
É tu sonho para amanhã, para ganhar outro título. Você vai lutar contra wrestler muito casca grossa que vamos olhar amanhã.
O ouro está próximo, mas primeiro eu tenho gorila branco pela frente, monstro pela frente.
War is coming, and right now I have a gorilla in front of me that I'm going to face off with.
You heard it's going to be a war tomorrow night. Give it up for him. Justin Wilcox versus Patricio Pitbull, ladies and gentlemen.
Patricio.
Next up, a bantamweight fight, 135 pounds. Tom McKenna versus Marcos Galvan, first to the scale out of Louisville, Kentucky. Please welcome Tom McKenna. Record of 7-3, 6 submissions in those 7 wins. He stands 5'11", 25 years old. .135.3 for Tom McKenna. Your opponent, Marcos Galvan, we talked about how good his jiu-jitsu is, but he goes out there and he throws like he's trying to take your head off. Are you looking forward to an exciting fight tomorrow night?
Oh, yeah, it should be a good, fast-paced fight for everybody, so plan on putting a good show on.
His opponent out of New York, please welcome Marcos Galvan. Outstanding record, 14-6-1, 3 knockouts in those 14 wins. A former bantamweight tournament winner for Bellator. $135.9 for Marcos Galvan. Laurel, you're a guy who never steps backwards in his fights. Does anything change tomorrow night?
Tomorrow night I change because I respect my opponent. I listen to my coach, my teacher. You ready? I love a fight here. I love a fight Bellator. Thank you everybody here. Tomorrow I fight 100%. I walk forward.
Let's give it up for him. Tom McKenna versus Marcos Galvan, ladies and gentlemen. Give him a hand. Next up, the heavyweight world championship, 265 pounds, our 5-round title fight, Vitaly Minakov versus Alexander Volkov. First to the scale, all the way from Russia, Vitaly Minakov. Undefeated at 12-0, 7 knockouts, 4 submissions in those 12 wins. He stands 6'3". $249 for Vitaly Minakov. Had to get through a Bellator tournament to earn this title shot. How does it feel to be one fight away from being the champion?
Ты одержал победу в восьмерке Беллатора. Расскажи, какое чувство ты испытываешь сейчас, когда до чемпионского остался всего один бой?
Чувства самые острые. Я только ради этого боя, ради победы в Bellator подписывал контракт. И остался один шаг. Я постараюсь сделать все для того, чтобы он был эффективным и пояс оказался у меня.
This feeling is indescribable. That's my dream. That's what I was working for. And I will do everything to get the belt around my waist tomorrow.
And his opponent, the Bellator heavyweight champion from Moscow, Russia. Please welcome Alexander Volkov. Record of 19-3, 14 knockouts, 1 submission in those 19 wins. He stands 6'6", 25 years old. 235 for Alexander Volkov. Alexander, we know you know Vitaly already, but when you're in the cage tomorrow night, is who gets bragging rights in Russia that goes to the winner? That's pretty motivating, huh?
Ты хорошо знаешь Виталия, но как ты думаешь, завтра кто окажется победителем в бою вашем?
I will be ready for 100% for this fight, and I hope Vitaly will show his better, and he's the best, and I'm sure that it will be the hardest fight for both of us.
You heard it, the hardest fight of their careers for the Bellator Heavyweight World Championship. Vitaly Minakov versus Alexander Volkov. Give it up for him. And our main event of the evening, a catchweight, 210 pounds, Joey Beltran versus Quentin Rampage Jackson. First to the scale out of San Diego, California. Please welcome Joey Beltran. Record of 14-9, 11 knockouts, 1 submission. In those 14 wins, he stands 6'1". 208.5 for Joey Beltran. Joey, of course, a lot of hype coming in for Rampage Jackson making his Bellator debut. You plan to ruin that debut tomorrow night. Tell me how the fight's going to go, man.
Bottom line, it's not really about Rampage making his debut. It's about Joey Beltran making his debut in Bellator. So that's all I got to say about that. Tune in tomorrow night for some fireworks, folks.
And his opponent out of Irvine, California, please welcome Quentin Rampage Jackson. Record of 32-11, 14 knockouts, 7 submissions in those 13 wins. He stands 6'1". I have those same shorts. That's crazy. I have the same ones. Same ones. Official weight. 210 on the dot for Quentin Rampage Jackson. I would have warned him if you had told me. I had no idea.
Don't be hating on my shorts.
I'm not. I have those same shorts. Seriously. Now that I don't strip, I don't wear them anymore. But Joey Beltran, Quentin, you pride yourself on being the kind of guy who goes forward, wants an exciting fight, win or lose, and go out there and throw. How does it feel to face a guy just like that in your Bellator debut, man?
Well, all I got to say is that Joey think I'm washed up. I'm going to prove to you tomorrow, son. You got the old Rampage back. You guys going to get your money's worth tomorrow. I promise.
Let's give it up for him. Our main event, Joey Beltran versus Quentin Rampage Jackson, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much, Atlantic City. We'll see you at the fights tomorrow night.
Jimmy Smith, thank you very much. Bjorn, Mercedes, and Jay to all the fighters. And for those that have joined us here live, we thank you for joining us. On the live stream, we thank you as well for joining us here at Revel, Atlantic City tomorrow night. Again, doors will open at 6 o'clock. First fights at 6:30. Live.